Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB plus 3. Those first 3 spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 2 at the moment. You can head back in playlist to find them, and today's spell is Silent Image.
Cream gravy.
First level illusion, casting time of 1 action, range of 60 feet, components verbal somatic material, a bit of fleece, duration, concentration up to 10 minutes. You create the image of an object, a creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 15-foot cube. The image appears at a spot within range and lasts for the duration. The image is purely visual. It isn't accompanied by sound, smell, or other sensory effects. You can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range. As the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that its movement appears natural for the image. For example, if you create an image of a creature then move it, you can alter the image so that it appears to be walking. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it. A creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. If the creature discerns the illusion for what it is, the creature can see through the image. I mean, this is one of the weird cases where we've already covered the upgraded version of the spell with Major Image. But let's talk about it. First level. I thought this was a second level spell. First level, not bad. Really? For what it can do, 15-foot cube. And you can move it still, 60-foot radius. Concentration for 10 minutes, which, I mean, is alright. It's an illusion spell. So, I mean, if you keep it up and use it wisely. Okay. When it comes to illusion spells, which we've covered on plenty of other illusion spells, it's up to the creativity of the user and what you're using with it, on what you're displaying. Because it allows any image within that 15-foot cube, and even allows you to make it move, it's up to the situation, and the person, and whatever you're making in the moment. Because it's essentially giving you fill in the blank. There's not a specific image appearing here. And I'm guessing it also follows the same thing where it's roughly a 60-foot radius around you after you cast the spell on where you can move it, because it's moved anywhere within range, but it doesn't say pick a point within range. Because it says it appears at a spot. It doesn't say it stays there, or that it is specifically anchored there. It just appears in that point you choose. Meaning, if it's within 60 feet, or at least the way we interpret it in Major Image, if it's within 60 feet, you can move it still and alter it. I think the most creative way I've seen this used was as a barricade. I mean, you could still have it stationary, you just can't affect it, move it, and change it within it when it's stationary, or out of its range. Because you could walk away, it'll stay up for those 10 minutes, so you could duck into an alleyway and set up a fake wall there. Again, it's only visual, so it'll be hard to make anything that's supposed to make noise, like a fake explosion, if it can even be that animate, or like a dog growling. You gotta be careful. But you know, the alleyway scenario, or a doorway in a dungeon, like you could just add up a fake wall, and you've bought yourself 10 minutes. Maybe. Because that'd be an investigation check. You're running down an alleyway, bandits chasing you, you duck in, you cast Silent Image, there seems to be a wall there. The bandits come over and just making it like, oh, there's no way they could have ducked in here. What happened? Investigate. Either passed or failed the DC, etc. Outside of now being only limited to sight, which limits it a tiny bit on the amount of deception you can pull off, you can still pull off plenty of things. There's also the example that people brought up, because you know it's an illusion, you can still see through it. So you can set up a fog cloud, some kind of physical barricade, and ambush through it, so you have advantage and then the enemy doesn't know where you are. I mean, they'll be able to find out you're within that cube or behind it somewhere, but they won't, you know what I mean, they won't be able to see you directly until they pass the investigation check. By the way, that's an action to make that investigation check. So even if they begin to look, it's going to eat up some of their action economy. 6 out of 10, because it's limited in the fact it can't make any sound. So depending, it kind of limits what you can make an illusion of without it being very obvious it's an illusion. But up to what the situation and the creativity and the choices picked by the spellcaster, it can be great. You can still move it, you can animate it to some minor extent. It just depends on the situation and what you make it. And you know what, 7. Bump it up to 7. Major Image still outclasses it, and Major Image even has an upcasting option, which provides more opportunity for it, but 7 out of 10. It's a good spell, just especially for the level you get it at.